The few people who are very intelligent and have high EQ and invest in gaining these skills, each of them will have the impact of 100 people.
Thank you, Dennis. I'm happy to be in your home. This is the exact spot where I think it was COVID, and I made a group for you, digital marketing with Dennis Yu. You have definitely put in a lot of energy in it. I have put in a lot of energy in it. I have put in a lot of reputation in it. And over the last 20 years, I have put in a lot of reputation on stake because of my country by introducing people to each other. And one of the challenges which I've had is that people don't deliver. They say, but they don't deliver. And that doesn't really just spoil their reputation, but they spoil the country's reputation. It spoils my reputation because, if I was putting so much effort in making my own money, I think I would have made a lot of money for myself, for sure.
A lot of people say that about you.
Yes. So like Manover evaluates me at $8 billion because of the energy I put in, the effort I put in, the network I know, the amount of information I have, but I'm unable to, I don't know, for some reason, it doesn't excite me making that money. It excites me more to change or help other people. But, and at the same time, I have to be careful that the same people come back and badmouth me, even though you were mentioning a name earlier, and that same person badmouthed me instead of actually showing the gratitude. So, first of all, I want to thank you for putting in. You flew in many times to Pakistan. Your goal was to help 1 million people get a job. Then you put in almost every day, you put in posts in your group, you're talking to people. And while we were having breakfast, I saw you ask your friend Seth to call his friend. We just talked for 10 minutes. And I have seen you do that compassion and empathetic work for Pakistanis forever. And you didn't charge for any of the speaking gigs you did in Pakistan. You paid for your own way. Having said all that, I would really like to document this experience so that others who don't really, how should I say, take advantage or what's the right word?
Take advantage sounds
like kind of negative. Yeah.
We want to leverage the opportunity. I view it as like there's gold, right? Yeah. And there's natural resources. Yeah. Some countries, they have, oil or gold or whatever it is. And Pakistan, the natural resource is labor.
Humans.
And people.
Yeah.
Several 100 million people.
240.
We can train these people up, but if you want to mine gold, there's a lot of digging. There's a lot of refinery. There's a lot of equipment. It's very expensive to set up a gold mine, right? And that's what I view for Pakistan. The gold is there, but it's in the ground and you have to refine it and you have to process it. And it's not easy. It's not just you pick up the gold nugget and you've won. And that's where I think a lot of people are, when they see Pakistan, or they want to hire cheap VAs, they don't understand you have to refine the gold. You have to set up a mine. You have to build processes. It's not easy. But once the mine is working, it can generate a lot of income for everybody.
Yeah, I see that a lot, but I think the government of our country doesn't, the institutions don't, and there are thousands of colleges, there are hundreds of universities, but unfortunately, they're not leveraging the bridge over. Like, for example, they're preparing the students just for Pakistan, where they don't prepare for planet Earth, which makes it difficult for them to earn, and they don't have the right mindset for working on the planet Earth. What are the difficulties you're seeing? Like, for example, one of the Pakistanis told you that Pakistanis are, what's the word that you used? Really?
Retarded.
And what a retarded basically means is you have an IQ, what that means is that you have intelligence of a monkey, or you're just very low. And I'm sorry to use this word, but the knowledge which has been given to these people can only make them taxi drivers, can only make them Uber drivers, cannot make them, by accident, yes, a lot of people become billionaires, but they unlearn a lot of stuff. So the IQ of a 70 is not going to cut it out. You will want to upgrade your IQ, be it using ChatGPT, or be it using, reading a lot, learning a lot, experiencing a lot. There's a lot of stuff. You just don't have the right IQ, unfortunately. So if you're listening and you're getting offended, please be offended. Then go to Google or ChatGPT and type "test my IQ," and run an IQ test and prove that guy wrong, that you're not retarded and your IQ is low. And second test you want to do is in your EQ, is how much is your emotional quotient? How angry are you getting just by listening to somebody calling you retarded? Are you going to go and kill someone, punch someone just by listening to that? And it's not like there are not other countries. In the US, I'm sorry, but there are some people here also.
Of course,
kind
everywhere.
of in the same. But it's just because you didn't have the opportunity to learn enough. You didn't develop the patience to learn. So go ahead, be open. I really want to put it out there, because the amount of energy we put in. If we went to McKinsey and hired consultant to hire me and you to do this, it would have costed a lot of money, a few $100 million, if not more, because really we travel at least 2 months together. I have been working my butt off for the last so many years, every single day for these people, and they're just not taking advantage of, leveraging what I'm offering them.
I think you and I have done a lot of the same things where we're helping out lots of people, but when we don't have a process, a refinery, a system, the gold mine, then all these people come to you directly. They come to me directly, and we try to help them, but they don't understand that they need to put in the time to learn and gain skills. Instead of, please, sir, give me job. Kindly respond with, whatever, Zoom link so you can interview me and hire me. And it's a very almost brute transactional relationship that they want. You get it even worse than me, but I get thousands of these Pakistanis. They don't understand what you said about IQ and EQ. All they see is, hire me. I'm graphics designer, hire me. Anyone with an iota of EQ would realize you can't say that to somebody. Anyone who'd be a good client, you've got to learn about who they are, provide value first, demonstrate that. Otherwise, it's just, I get hit up by I can show you on my phone, thousands of these. They all say the same thing. You and I, on a way back from a conference, it was with, who was it that cried? He's created 1 million VA jobs. Remember, you recorded it, we put it on his YouTube. We had so many of these conversations. The topic was the number one thing holding back Pakistan, right? And it was this inability to relate. Or maybe it was this short-term focus that we see of people in poverty, where they want the job now instead of gaining the skills to then be able to qualify. So we put the gauntlet down in that group.
I think another big problem which has happened in the last 3-4 years is everybody thinks skills means graphic designing, video editing, and that's it.
The soft skills.
They forgot the conversational skill. They forgot the networking skill. They forgot the giving skill. It was never introduced to them.
Well, the technical skills of building websites, of using SEO tools, or whatever your favorite tool, Adobe, Premiere, because the AIs can do all of that now. I don't need to write any more code, even though I'm an engineer, because the AI can do all that. So what value do we have? It's the soft skills in the relationships, in being able to understand how to interview someone on a podcast in order to talk about what they have. So if they're a monkey, or they have monkey level IQ, and they use ChatGPT, we had one that we hired just this morning, and they submitted one of these calls that they turned into an article, and it was terrible. We ran it through our article grader, which is an AI that we built, and it was just, you could tell like it was just generated mindlessly by an AI. And what we know is in that situation, someone who's unskilled using the AI will just generate 10 more of themselves. So do you really want 10 more low IQ, 10 times more low quality output? The beauty of AI is that if you're good, if you invest in your skills and actually learn how to do the work, you can make 10 times more money, you can be 10 times more powerful. But if you just think that you can mindlessly input stuff into ChatGPT, like this other guy did, who, I don't know how he passed the hiring process, right? But he submitted an article based on a video that we did yesterday. You're not going to, you might be able to fool someone, like fooling us to get in the door like this person did, but immediately the quality will be exposed as low.
With the new function of ChatGPT where it controls the computer,
yeah,
and the AI in 4.5 being released very soon.
Right.
What will happen to these hundreds and millions of Pakistanis who are not ready to, they think that learning or to code is something important, and learning to use graphic designing and video editing made them all of a sudden, or SEO expert has made them into something amazing.
It's the Uber drivers not realizing they're about to be replaced by self-driving cars. Same thing.
So can you give it out straight?
Yeah. A lot of the skills that you're learning, if you're learning how to write code or use any kind of tool or any technical skill, even though there's millions of people on Fiverr and Upwork that also have this one particular tool-driven skill, you are increasingly going to be out of a job because the AI can do all of that for you. You don't realize it's coming. I was at McDonald's yesterday, and you order on the screen. So there's no human necessary to take the order. And I've been at some McDonald's where the food is manufactured. There's no humans. There's machines in the back that are making the food. So it's a fully automated McDonald's. Digital marketing and a lot of business is going that way. But a lot of the people don't realize that's what's happening. These Uber drivers don't realize that very soon they're going to be out of a job.
Yeah. And it's going to hit so hard that they're just going to be shocked. It's like going to be the, COVID situation. All of a sudden you'll be totally out of everything.
All the stuff related to what's called the API line, if you want to look up what that is, that keeps increasing. This is going to lead to what's called UBI, Universal Basic Income. And the net result is that the few people who are very intelligent and have high EQ and invest in gaining these skills, each of them will have the impact of 100 people. Because the AI tools amplify the competence of the user of the tool. So if you as a user are not competent, you can have all the best AIs or GPT-5 when it comes out. It won't matter because it's all a multiplier of your skill level to be able to do more. It's a force multiplier. And if you are watching this and you want to get a job, make an article that shows you understand this, not just like running our words through the AI and it generates obviously AI. You can spot the AI content, but demonstrate some level of deeper understanding and we'll hire you.
How does one develop that?
Well, it's nature nurture, right? Think of it as like a car.
What's the refinery for that?
Okay. Think of a car that has only 70 horsepower, right? So the Tesla we're going to get in 10 minutes to go pick up Marco from the airport, I think that has like 700 horsepower, something like that, right? 700 horsepower, 0 to 60, is very quick, as Seth found out yesterday when I picked him up from the airport. But even if your car has only 70 horsepower, can you still get to 60 miles per hour? Maybe it takes 20 seconds. So all of these skills, the good news is they're all well documented. Ideally, yes, a higher IQ will help you get there faster. You'll just be a little bit slower getting to 60 miles per hour from 0. The trouble is most of the people watching this video, they'll be offended by this. They won't even get this far in the video, but they're at 0 miles per hour, right? You have 230 million Pakistanis, unfortunately, at 0 miles per hour. Okay, this is not a personal attack or an insult.
But if you go to 1 mile an hour, you're already faster, and then it'll grow faster.
But the trouble is that even if you're at 1 mile per hour and you're faster, like the guy we talked about before, that it was all about just making himself famous. Okay, fine. He's going at 2 miles per hour, which is faster than most of these other people. The trouble is to actually have minimum effectiveness to be hired, you've got to be at the 60 miles per hour, right? We're not going to hire a driver who drives at 2 miles per hour. I don't care if they're better than all these other drivers. You need to drive at least 60 miles per hour. But the good news is you can learn how to do that because we've created all this training. All you got to do is Google your name plus my name and tons of videos that we've made discussing this are there. So to your question, how do you show that you're qualified? Take any video that I've made. Take any video that Rehan has made or that we've made together and turn it into an article following our article guidelines. Do a search on Blitzmetrics article guidelines. And we've created a GPT that you can paste it into and it gives you a grade and it even tells you what's wrong and tells you how to fix it. If you can get yourself to an A, even if it takes you a lot longer. So people who are very intelligent, they can learn how to do this in an hour or two. If your IQ is a little lower, okay, it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just might take you a month or two to learn how to do it. Just like learning any new skill, it takes longer to learn that first skill.
I have a few people who have done their MBAs.
Okay.
And they're seeking only $500 a month.
Okay.
They get $200 a month. Can you give them, one or two of them I want to recommend to you to hire.
Yeah.
And
But we don't just hire people off the bat. This is the problem where you've introduced us to people and they expect the money before they even qualify.
Let me finish.
All right.
So they claim they will do whatever it takes to complete.
They claim that.
Let me finish.
Right.
And I want you to tell them this, do this, do this, do this, which you keep on saying, just search and go to your website.
Well, even the group that you created with 43,000 people in it, the featured posts at the top of that group actually tell them what to do. They don't read that. They want me to tell them from scratch. They don't even read any of the stuff. They don't watch any of the videos that are in there.
Remember at breakfast, I said, why are you taking a call before you even ask them to run through this process?
Yeah. This other guy, Seth's friend, has an actual business doing retaining walls. So unfortunately, for most people in Pakistan, they don't have an existing business. Someone who has an existing local service business, it's far, far easier to drive success for them than to provide digital marketing, which anyone in the world can do.
Okay. So go through the process, apply, get hired. It's easy. If you have an MBA, if you think you're qualified, the courses are almost free, or
they're free.
It's free,
and it's in the group. Literally, the Facebook group that Rehan created, Digital Marketing with Dennis Yu. If you look at any of the posts, there's hundreds of them. But if you look at the featured posts,
still getting the job, you're retarded.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
That's literally the case where people will say, "Oh, I watched the video," and they insist very, very confidently how competent they are, and then we look at their output, or they don't even submit. They don't even follow the directions. Like, where do we start?
Yeah.
Right?
They're not able to follow directions. Also.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis. Thank you for trying. If you have 2 more minutes, give it out straight to the government of the country, Pakistan.
So you guys are sitting on an incredible natural resource of talent. And of the people that Rehan has introduced me to that we have met, like the Minister of Technology and the people that run some of the largest schools and mullahs and other guys, what you have to do is train people on the soft skills. Learning how to relate, relationship-based things, that is where the AI is a multiplier. We have lots of people in our network that would love to hire folks from Pakistan, not through Fiverr, which is a way of doing things for cheaper, but real quality jobs, but it requires a level of skill that's beyond a technical tool-based thing. When people see that being able to understand the conversations themselves, to then use the AI tools to turn those into articles and videos and websites and whatever kinds of things, that's really where the value is being created. It is something that we believe millions of Pakistanis will be able to do. This is not a 1 in a million superstar kind of thing. It's not start a SaaS company, like only certain people can do that. This is something that someone who works really hard in Pakistan and can follow these directions and go through this training and use ChatGPT, which is free, to qualify, can get a job, not just with us, but with any of the other companies that we work with and any of these other folks in America, especially local service businesses. That is the opportunity.
So my message to all the educationists in the country who really, really, really want to help people is stop teaching people to memorize stuff and try to help them understand things and introduce his courses within your university, within your college, within your school. Even in our school, we have introduced this basic course so that everybody knows how to use your email, how to empty your inbox. It's not rocket science, but people don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't even know how to do these simple things, you would not be able to work in the new world, which has arrived, and the past world is gone. There's no world coming back. It's gone. It is only going to come back after the World War III, and that's going to be very ugly. So if you really want to be successful today, please remember, pick up the phone and don't look at just the time. Look at the year. It's 2025. It's not 1925. The skills which were needed in 1885, 1985 are gone. Even skill needed in 2020 are gone. The drivers which we're producing are gone. Right now I'm in Vegas, there's Waymo, and every single Tesla is about to become a robotaxi. Every single one of it. Which means that there is no driver's jobs anymore in 5 years. It's gone. People will take time, but it is going to be gone. Just like the typist's job is gone. And everybody is just people who are learning to code. Just like everybody couldn't type before, now everybody can type. In the future, 2 years from now, even now, everybody can write code everybody can make apps. It's going to change, and we don't know exactly how it's going to change. That's the worrying part. And you need to start understanding these little things. Otherwise, you're going to remain a third world country or no country at all.
Amen.